Hey there, GI Nation. I'm your host, Crystal Leven, and you're watching GI Weekly, your number one source for everything bodybuilding. There's been a lot of talk on the state of modern bodybuilding ever since Arnold dropped some harsh criticism about today's competitors. So we're doing the ultimate showdown, golden era versus today. Who will win? First, let's talk about steroids. It's no secret that steroids have always played some sort of role in professional bodybuilding, but it's also no secret that a lot has changed with the use of steroids over time. Just look at any current bodybuilder compared to the likes of Steve Reeves, Sergio, or even Arnold himself, and you'll instantly notice the difference. Various pros from then and now are claiming that the current competitors abuse the drug with massive overloads. To keep it simple, bodybuilders of yesteryear may have used steroids, but some modern bodybuilders overuse, and it's leading to a very different look on the stage. Which brings us to our next point, mass monsters versus classic physiques. When it comes down to it, bodybuilders today are just straight up bigger than the classic competitors of the past. This is both good and bad. It leads to some jaw-dropping titans that change our definition of the word big, but it also leads to bulkier aesthetics, specifically GH gut. One of the biggest complaints thrown at bodybuilders today is the distended abdomen that many top pros bring onto the stage. It's a far cry from the golden years of vacuum poses, and in some people's opinions, Arnold, it's a look that's taking away from the sport.
And so what I'm trying to tell the judges is that you got to go and consider, look at everything. Like for instance, so many of those guys have their stomachs sticking out. You know, what are we talking about here? I mean, it used to be that you should have a V-shaped body. Now, I don't know, it's like kind of like a bottle-shaped body or something like that.
Now let's talk about brotherhood in bodybuilding. Compare the film Pumping Iron to Generation Iron. What's the biggest difference you notice? There might be a few, but the biggest difference is how all the pros interact. Brotherhood was a big part of pro bodybuilding back in the 70s, and Pumping Iron showed the kind of kinship that all of the competitors had in the gym and backstage. Contrast this with Generation Iron, where most of the competitors hide their physiques from each other and remain cold and silent. Today's bodybuilding world feels a bit more like every man for himself, and depending on your opinion, might change the way the entire sport feels as a whole. So let's end off with the ultimate comparison. Old versus new. Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Ronnie Coleman. Definitely the two most iconic bodybuilders embodying their respective eras in the sport. Schwarzenegger and Coleman will forever be remembered as long as there is bodybuilding. Arnold Schwarzenegger transformed bodybuilding into the massive industry that it is today. And Ronnie Coleman transformed what we all thought was possible in terms of sheer size. So ask yourself, who do you think would win if these two competed against each other in their prime? The answer to that question just might reveal which era of bodybuilding you prefer more. So let's put the final word on the golden era versus modern era debate. We want to hear from you. Sound off your vote in the comments below and tell the world if you think Arnold Schwarzenegger is right. Does modern bodybuilding need to change? You can also hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel right here for updates on our latest shows. Until next time, I'm Crystal Leven, and stay pumped.